what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 6 real quick ones. Okay, these are my toppers. These are the ones I'd be doing right now. The first one I'd be doing, and I think is really fantastic, is referrals. Now, I wouldn't just actually get referrals, I would systemize the whole referral process. You know, I'd say to somebody like you, Michael, if we were doing business, in the business relationship, I would start at the beginning by preparing the way for a referral. I would say, Michael, in about 6 months' time, you and I are going to have lunch. And when we have lunch, Michael, I'm going to bring somebody who I think would be interested in working with you in your business. And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to do the same. Now, I can't do it straight away because I haven't earned the rights. But what I'm doing is I'm preparing the way. Or here's another strategy. Michael, look, before we start the relationship, we have an agreement that we have to understand. Most of my business comes from word of mouth. The reason I can invest so much time in helping you, Michael, is because I don't have to spend a lot of time selling and marketing. In order for me to do that, I need you to help me. In about 3 months' time, when I deserve it, I'm going to ring you up and I'm going to ask for 3 or 4 friends in your inner circle of friends who might be interested in what we do for their business. Are you okay with that? You're going, of course I'm okay with that, because you're going to help me by investing more time in my business. Now, here's the key. You've got to be very careful who you ask a referral from. Because just say you've got a D-class client and you ask a referral from a D-class client. What do you think his friend will be like?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So you don't want that, do you?
No.
So that's number 1.
So move on and you've got networking.
Yeah, networking. Now, the ability of networking is that you have to engage people. You know what networking is? Not talking about yourself, it's talking about them. It's going to a networking function and not spending half an hour with one person. It's walking the floor. It's the ability to have an elevator pitch. When people say, what do? You say, oh, I'm an insurance broker. Who cares? What are you going to do for their life? Have a really powerful 30-second grab, make it inspirational, make it curious, but here's what to do. Never, never give out your own business card. You know what you do? You always get their business cards. Why? Have you ever been to a networking function, you've given someone a business card and they say, I'll phone you up? What's happened?
They don't.
I don't! I don't! It's nuts! What you do is you get their card. And then what you say to them is you don't do a pitch then and there because your time's not right. You say, what I'll do is in the next 72 hours, I'll give you a call. You've got 72 hours to actually connect with that person because there is a principle. The enthusiasm goes after 72 hours. They forget. So you've got to get on the phone straight away to book that meeting. That's number 2. Number 3, word of mouth. Amazing. Amazing form of way of generating. If you give amazing service, not just average service, because you're supposed to give service, but if you really delight people, make it memorable, they'll start working for you. They are actually on your sales force and you don't even pay them a commission. It is an insane way to build a business. So that's number 3.
But you encourage them to do it.
Oh, absolutely do I encourage them to do it. And what I also do is I reward them. You might take them out to lunch. You might even take them on a holiday and say, look, I just wanted to say thank you for being such a great customer. You might even send flowers to their wife on your behalf. Make them look fantastic. They rave about you.
Right. How about direct mail?
Yeah, now I like direct mail at the moment because I actually think there is a real opportunity in direct mail. I think we're getting so much emails at the moment that I actually think there is less clutter in direct mail. But here is my philosophy on direct mail. Do not write a boring corporate letter. Write a letter as if you are writing it to a friend. Be very passionate, be very emotional, and also hit the radio station they listen to. What's in it for them in the headline. Because most people, when they read a letter, they read the first paragraph and the last paragraph. That's where your power comes from. The content, if they're interested, they'll read the rest. It doesn't have to be 1 page. A letter can be 2 or 3 pages, just as long as it's interesting and it follows the principles of attention, interest, desire, and action. And what I would always do is that after you've sent out a letter, I would follow it up with a phone call about 2 to 3 days later on. So it's direct mail followed by phone call.
Now, your number 5 is a host-beneficiary arrangement.
I think these are a great opportunity. Now, what a host-beneficiary arrangement is that you work with other companies who sell to the same audience. And what you're actually doing is the host is receiving a benefit. They look good. For example, you have an affiliate program at the moment. So that affiliate program is quite simply this. You're rewarding the host by promoting the Business Essentials audio CD. Is that correct?
Yep.
The host doesn't have to do a lot, does he?
No. Very little.
Almost nothing. Just has to put a link on his website, okay, and it tracks everything. The reward goes to the host. It makes the host look good because the host can send that Business Essentials sampler, CD and audio to their clients. The client rings up and says, Bob, I just got this great interview from Business Essentials. Thanks for thinking of me. See, why would you give people grog? Why would you give them scotch to get them drunk? Why don't you invest in their business and their life and help them in their business and succeed? And you could do that with Business Essentials. And not only that, you're paying me to do that. You give me money. I don't understand why the phones aren't ringing off the hook.
Well, they might be.
Okay. I do it, and it's fantastic.
Yep.
Thanks for giving me money for nothing.
Good. Okay, and finally, test and measure your leads.
Yeah, look, all I'm saying, I'll go back to this, I've talked about this, I'm going to continue to drill this. You can't improve something until you know what it is. And what I'm suggesting every listener does is that you have to be really intense of actually saying, can we measure our leads? And if you can't, find a way to. And if you can't measure the lead, don't employ that lead generation strategy until you can measure it. Because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. The definition of super insanity is doing the same thing and not even knowing what result you're getting. Let's not be super insane anymore. Our businesses can't afford it.